how is this image real? Hatsune Miku, Ichiban Kasuga from Like a Dragon, Joker from Persona 5, and Steve and Alex from Minecraft racing along Sonic and Friends for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. And I thought since the beginning that if you're going to have a name like CrossWorlds, that there should be really ambitious crossovers. But even if they went the Sega racing route, I thought, what would they do? Apparently this, and I couldn't be happier. I'm totally down for it. We've gotten a ton of news about Sonic Racing CrossWorlds through Summer Game Fest. We've also gotten some controversy to go with it. So let's talk about everything, starting with the trailer, showcasing that these massive crossovers are happening. We are getting Sega reps with Like a Dragon and Persona. We are also getting Hatsune Miku and Minecraft to showcase the types of crossovers to come for CrossWorlds. We got great looks at a new mall level. If there's one takeaway I loved from this trailer as well, they are giving a lot of love to Sonic Unleashed in this game. Apotos, Dragon Road, Haloska all look beautiful in CrossWorlds. And to continue that, we gotta look at some of the DLC packs and how post-launch content will be structured for this game. Again, I can't believe this is even real. The pre-order bonus for CrossWorlds is a Werehog pack, with the Werehog as a playable character, cart, and sticker. We're gonna get to hear what Roger Craig Smith's take on the Werehog is, which I cannot wait to hear how he does this version of the character. We also got specifications on the Sonic Prime pack, showing that it is a trio character pack that will have Rusty Rose, Ninetales, and Dread Knuckles. Makes sense, those seem to be the three most popular characters from Prime, as well as detailing the season pass, highlighting on the website that these will be collaboration racers. And if you know anything about the rumored leaks, we have some exciting people coming to this game that I cannot wait to cover. They also showcased on the website that characters like Miku, Joker, and Ichiban are going to be free post-launch racers, as well as showing another 10 characters that are coming to the game. Let me know down below what you would want to see most, specifically other Sonic characters or Sega that you would like to see represented in CrossWorlds. As far as the base roster goes, thanks to people who are getting footage live at Summer Game Fest, the main intro cinematic to this game shows what the base roster is, so now we know. The base roster for CrossWorlds will include Sonic, Shadow, Jet, Knuckles, Eggman, Amy, Tails, Sage, Cream and Cheese, Metal Sonic, Silver, Vector, Rouge, Blaze, Big, Eggpon, Wave, Espio, Charmy, Zavok, Zaz, and Storm. This is a great roster. I wish we could have got a few more niche picks in place of the Deadly Six. I would have loved to see characters like Marine, Styx, and Mighty W characters make it in base. I don't know who at Sonic Team is obsessed with still trying to make the Deadly Six a thing, but I still think this base roster is great regardless. Now, the one thing that I've wanted to know most about CrossWorlds is what the single player content was going to look like for this game. Was it going to be another story mode, a unique type of campaign mode? Now we have our official answer. We are going to have a Grand Prix mode with multiple cups. They showed a lot of details for it, that completing the cups allows you to unlock the Chaos Emeralds, as well as hints that there will be a Supersonic unlock, which I think is awesome, that red rings will be in the Grand Prix races, but most importantly, that rival battles will be a mechanic for CrossWorlds. And I think this is a phenomenal way to do single player content. Instead of doing a TSR style slideshow story, they're going with high quality animated cutscenes, great dialogue between characters, which will encourage a lot of replay value and trying out all the different members of the cast. I love the footage that we got from Fidel showing Sonic and Shadow's little rival interaction. I love this. It makes sense why Ian Flynn has been promoting this game so much, because I imagine he had a really good time getting to work with all of the different character interactions and banter and how people would respond when they lose, when they win. And this just seems like the type of gameplay mode where you can spend hours upon hours in, and I'm excited to do so. So a lot of great news about this game, but, and I hate that there's a but, because I feel like they've been doing such a good job about not having a but. Sonic X Shadow Generations and the lead up to it, Sonic Movie 3, DCX Sonic, we've gotten a lot of projects back to back that haven't had any BS asterisks attached, but this game does. So let's talk about it. The price was revealed for this game, and it sucks. There's no sugarcoating it, there's no downplaying it. CrossWorlds is going to be the first $70 Sonic game in my lifetime, and if you want to get it day one to get the early access, the pre-order bonus, and the season pass on launch, it will be $90 US. That is insane. It is just absolutely insane. Now, in a vacuum, I think the season pass does have good value. 6 releases, 15 characters, 6 tracks, and a ton of music. I feel like that is really good value individually. But when you combine it alongside a $70 base game for a Sonic Racing spin-off, and mind you, that's just US dollars. If you live in another country, I am so sorry for what the prices are about to look like in other regions. I hate it, man. I don't like this current trend that the industry is going towards where they're trying to push gaming into more of a luxury than a hobby, and I hate that. Gaming is culture, and that shouldn't be a luxury. Gaming is meant to be an escape from all of the nonsense that's going on in the world, to have fun with friends, to connect with people, to engage with things that make you feel good. And it's becoming harder and harder for people to play games that they want to enjoy. But I also do have to say that I think a lot of people, and I will raise my hand up and say that I was guilty of this too, really set false expectations for this game because I just thought it was an easy slam dunk for Sega. This game being multi-platform and especially cross-play was a massive edge that this game had, but I felt like affordability could have been a third pillar to really give this game an advantage, but they chose to just go with industry standard, $70, and get used to that being the standard. I was already expecting the sequel to Sonic Frontiers next year to be $70, but I was not even processing that it was even an option for the spin-off racing game to be $70. And the worst part about it is I think that regardless of how much people complain and make noise about it, I don't think it's gonna matter. People made massive waves and outrage about the Nintendo Switch 2 price and Mario Kart World, but it's still sold out on pre-orders. People were still lined up out the door to pick up their copies, and it was even the same people that were leading the charge on saying, don't buy Mario Kart World, that just ended up getting it anyway. So that hypocrisy and noise and all that social media nonsense, like I'm not even paying attention to any of that because it's just, that's what it is. It's noise. What I personally am frustrated by is that a lot of people who would have got this game are either going to wait for sales or are turned off from it completely. And I think that's a shame because, again, like I talked about in the beginning, this game looks really good. I think it will be quality, but I don't like the price that they chose for it. I'm going to cover this game. I'm going to talk about this game, and I'm going to be honest if I think this game is truly worth the price it is asking for. Because I also don't think it's bad to recommend to people to wait for sales, because even with all of Sega's BS, which I think is an important reminder, is that Sega is a company that at the end of the day wants to make money. We can love Sonic, but they are beholden to Sega. And don't forget that this is the same Sega that tried to charge Super Sonic as a paid DLC a few years ago. I did not forget that, and you shouldn't either. But if there is one silver lining that Sega does and Nintendo don't, is that they actually put their games on sale. So the people who are patient and do choose to wait for Black Friday and Christmas holiday sales at the end of the year, they will be rewarded for that patience. And then the other asterisk we have is they showed that this game will be getting a collector's edition, and it looked awesome. The statues looked great. It revealed that we are going to get an IDW one-shot comic, which further adds to the belief that this is the first game that is going to have the Sonic IDW characters show up in an official game, which I definitely think is happening. Unfortunately, this collector's edition is being produced by Limited Run Games, and for those unaware, they are pretty much terrible in every conceivable way. There are people who have ordered collector's editions years ago that are still waiting to get their orders. There's also been reports of shoddy quality of the collector's editions, bad business practices, terrible treatment of employees, how the CEO is a jackass, and full transparency so you can get how I feel about Limited Run Games. I knew nothing about their controversies before I pre-ordered the Sonic X Shadow Generations collector's edition last year. But then when I found out about how terrible they were as a company, I refunded the limited run collectors, got my money back, and then I went through Play Asia and bought the Japanese version of the collector's edition, and it came in 3 days and I saved like $200. So I definitely recommend that to people because they also showed what the Japanese version of the collector's edition looked like, and there's this awesome Sonic wall scroll that looks really cool. I don't know if I'll get it personally, but if you are in the business of getting collector's editions, get the Japanese version. Import that, don't buy through Limited Run. It's not worth it. Now, with all of that being said, I'm still very excited for Sonic Racing CrossWorlds. I think the price is definitely a blow to this game, but I also wanted to wait to see what the impressions were going to be like for people coming out of Summer Game Fest. And I was shocked at how well people have been receiving this game. I saw Fidel's video and he loved it. He was going to love it. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever. But I was shocked by the amount of articles that I was reading that were along the lines of, oh yeah, no, this game is going to genuinely compete with Mario Kart World. It is excellent. I had a phenomenal time and I am excited for it. I was not expecting that level of positive reception from general gaming outlets. That's a very good sign for the quality of this game. And everything that they've shown of the game itself has been a good sign for the quality of this game. I think Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is going to be a good time. I hope we continue to get information when the Sonic Central happens this year so that they can showcase better all of the different facets that CrossWorlds is offering. But let me know down below. What do you think about Sonic Racing CrossWorlds and everything they've shown so far during Summer Game Fest? Is this a day one for you, or are you waiting for sales? Thank you for watching. Love y'all. Have a blessed one.